So let's talk about some of these songs. Mm-hmm. Some of these titles, some songs, recordings. What are your 3 favorite songs on the album?
I think Keep Driving is my favorite. I think Keep Driving is very poetic, and Keep Driving is very poetic in the sense that, like, you can feel that this song is written about the way life was during the pandemic, but in such a simple, poetic way. Like, he says, like, tea with cyborgs, riot America. Like, he's talking about the summer of 2020, of, like, having Zoom conversations with your best friends instead of in person. And it's poetic and it's sad almost, but it's intimate in a way of just, like, there's all these problems going on, but should we just keep driving? Are we just going on like nothing's wrong? We're not too bothered by how the engine sounds.
That's an astute observation.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Okay, second favorite.
Matilda, probably. I don't think I've gotten through a listen of Matilda without tearing up a little.
I'm glad you brought up that song, because, like,
is very intimate.
Another question I have on there is, like, what do you think is the deepest, most, like, personally written song? Mm-hmm. And that's immediately the song I was thinking about. It's like, it's very...
Matilda's very intimate, but it feels intimate for him and for the fans, because in a way it's like he's also talking to us, because in, like, the bridge he's just like, you're just in time, come on in, basically. Like, he's welcoming us into his home in a way.
Describe what Matilda's about.
Well, Harry Styles said in an interview that Matilda's kind of written, like, he thought about the book character Matilda, who didn't have, like, the greatest upbringing, and thought about what she would be like as an adult and how she might feel, like, very alone and lost in a way. So he kind of thought about, like, what would he say to her to comfort her in a way. But the message is so, it strikes such a nerve that I think it's made everyone who's listened to it very emotional. When I was at the pop-up, that song played, there was not a dry eye in that pop-up when that song was playing.
Even, like, when I hear it, I'm like, whoa.
It's so sad. It's so sad.
And to me, it like, the way I kind of listen to it is, he's talking about, like, a kind of a specific girl or woman who had, like, a rough upbringing, or things happened that were extremely uncomfortable, but you have no sense of, like, is that normal? Is it not?
Yeah.
But then he's saying, like, that's not.
It's not normal.
You should be okay to, like, move on from that and put that behind you in a way.
I think it, like, brings up an interesting discussion of, like, Matilda specifically, like, just the character. It's like her family never made her a priority. And, like, maybe growing up as an adult, if you were never put first as a priority, then you don't know how to put yourself first as a priority.
Yeah.
You don't know what you want, and that's a really hard thing to grow up with, because then you are always putting people first. But he's looking at someone and going, no, you deserve the same exact kind of love that everyone else does, and you deserve to put yourself first, and so do other people deserve to put you first.
Yeah, and listening to it, like, helps you, like, empathize even more with, like, the character, and, like, you can think of people out in the world. It's like, recognize that, like, this is an experience that people have, and just be open and be able to listen to it.
It's an experience in a way everyone's had, just in a very different way. Maybe not in the same way of, like, your family wasn't there for you, but, like, in other ways, like, someone else wasn't there for you.
Yeah.
Or just, you know, something fell through, you know?
Yeah.
And just how you get over that in a way.
Yeah,
it's a very personal, touching song, and it's a beautiful song. Like, the guitar in that song is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. Okay, third favorite song.
That's a really tough one. So I thought about this for a while.
Okay.
And I feel like those are definitely my top 2, but I also, since it's come out, I've had a different favorite almost every day. Like, Keep Driving is always something I've been playing on repeat, but, like, the third favorite of, like, another song I'm playing on repeat has changed. I've gone through, like, loving Daylight the most, to loving Grape Juice the most, to loving Little Freak the most. So, it depends on the day. They each kind of, the album's still so fresh that I haven't, like, I'm still learning it, you know?
That's true. Like yesterday, all of a sudden, I was listening to "Love of My Life" more,
Yeah.
and I'm like, whoa.
I know.
I think this is my second favorite out there.
That's a very intimate song. It's an incredibly vulnerable song.
It's vulnerable, but it's also like the way it sounds. It's so like kind of mysterious, and it feels like the closing
It perfectly
of a
does
record in a way.
It does. I think the song, especially in the ending, like those final notes, parallel Fine Line very well.
Yeah.
It parallels Fine Line, but you feel the growth of it, you know?
Yeah. My favorite though is Daydreaming.
Daydreaming is a great song.
The first time I heard that, I'm like, what is this?
I know.
I like this a lot.
Daydreaming feels like a musical number.
Yeah.
It feels like a big musical number. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
But it's a song that like, and that's a song I feel like I could instantly see him performing live. I can see, because like the way he sets up his stage is like the band is like here in the middle now, and like the band's here in the middle, and there's like a microphone stand here, but then there's two sides, so he can go from here to here. And the band's in the center, and I could just see him running around and like dancing in like his little way that he does.
Yeah, and just like
Just doing a lot of
like
this.
Yeah.
I saw it in my head perfectly.
I enjoyed that one a lot.
Yeah. I heard that at One Night Only, because he did like a One Night Only in New York and London for this album.
Okay.
I heard that he paired that song, like he took the riff, he made that song a little longer and paired it to make it go right away into What Makes You Beautiful. The One Direction debut. And I was like, that shocked me.